about you guys, but I'm basically plugged into the news cycle 24/7. It's kind of what I do for a living. And even when I'm covering a particular story on this channel, and I may be honed in on one story, only making videos about one story, that doesn't mean that I'm not following all of these other news stories behind the scenes. Because of what I do here on YouTube, I try to stay up on game about pretty much everything that's going on. At least most of the bigger news stories that are going on. And I'm also interested in a lot of topics that I don't even talk about here on this platform. But the point is, I'm always watching. I'm always looking. And a couple of weeks ago, I noticed something weird. There were reports up in New York about some guy being spotted kind of scaring people. A guy that was dressed like a fisherman. That's how people described him. They said he was walking around with a hook, intimidating people on the pier, freaking people out who were outside exercising. I saw this news, but I didn't think too much of it. Because look at all of the other crazy stuff we got going on. Someone walking around looking like a fisherman with a hook is the least of my worries. But then videos started popping up online of this mysterious character walking around, freaking people out. And at first I was like, wait, this is fake. Is this like a scene from a movie or something? What is this? But it turns out that it's real. Or at the very least, people are really spotting this guy. And now, literally from New York to California, there are reports of people spotting this guy at the beach, spotting him on the pier, spotting him walking around in places close to the ocean. And if you look at the videos, it literally looks like something out of a horror movie. Let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about really quickly. And those are just a few clips. There's been more sightings. And when I'm looking at these videos, I notice two things immediately. One of the first things I notice is that, man, people really have poor survival skills these days. People are kind of like unfazed in this day and age. I think people are just numb. Maybe they're not paying attention. I don't know. But if I'm out at the beach with the girl, I'm walking around the pier or something, and I see this dude walking up, we're going to kind of like go to the other side of the street. And depending on where I'm at, if I'm armed, I'm going to be clutching that thing, ready for something to happen. But I noticed that people are just casually walking by the guy. I mean, he literally looks like a horror movie villain. And people aren't even turning their heads. They're just la 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 la. And here is this guy that looks like a haunted Scooby-Doo villain, a freaking fish murderer, walking around. And some people are noticing and freaking out, but others are just like NPCs. They don't notice. They can't spot or sense danger at all. And I don't understand that, because I still have that ability. It's a human ability. It's an ability that all humans used to have. It's kind of like an animal instinct. When you spot something off that looks kind of dangerous, you kind of try to avoid it. But people have lost that sense. People have lost that sense completely. But anyways, I'm looking at the videos, and the next thing that pops in my mind is, oh wait, I've seen this character before. I'm a 90s baby. I love slasher movies. Now, my favorite is, of course, Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. You can't forget your Chucky's and Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street and all that stuff. But another movie that was kind of popular back when I was a kid is a movie by the name of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, this movie, I believe, stars Sarah Michelle Gellar, who was one of the most badasses back in the 90s between, like, that movie and Buffy the Vampire Slayer and stuff like that. Man, they don't make them like Sarah Michelle Gellar anymore. But anyways, I'm looking at this person and I'm like, that is definitely... That guy looks exactly like the slasher bad guy from I Know What You Did Last Summer. Well, you know, I'm looking and I see all of these different sightings and these different videos popping up. And I'm kind of getting freaked out by it because it's happening like in random places across the country. The sightings were happening in New York, and then they started happening in California. And now, finally, I have been put at ease. Because it turns out that this entire time, this was some sort of guerrilla marketing, guerrilla advertising, guerrilla promoting. I don't know what you want to call it. But these mysterious fishermen, hook-handed characters that are popping up all over America, apparently it's part of some new promotion for a new I Know What You Did Last Summer movie that is coming out. So the entire time, they did a really good job at this, okay? Because the entire time I'm looking, I'm like, oh, what weird fisherman-like character is spotted in New York? You got this video, then this video pops up, and oh my God, they're spotting these people in California? And it turns out that they just got people dressed up like the bad guy from I Know What You Did Last Summer, and they got him walking around in random places all over America, and people are recording it, and it's going viral, and it turns out that it's like guerrilla marketing, advertising for the new movie. So I thought, for a second, man, something really weird is going on here. I don't know what's going on, but this is kind of freaking me out. But luckily for all of us, it's just promotion for a movie. Now, the people who are seeing this guy walking around, they don't know that. The people who are chilling at the beach, chilling on the pier, living their lives, they have no idea what is going on. So this figure has made the news in multiple places across America. And he's got videos going viral on TikTok, and no one knew for sure what was going on until today, when they finally came out and said, hey, everyone, it's okay. Everyone stop panicking. Everyone stop freaking out. It's just promotion for the new movie. So, I don't know. On one hand, I'm really relieved. On the other hand, I'm like, I don't know if you should be playing with people like that. Because luckily you encountered a bunch of docile people. But you might run into the wrong person that reacts much differently. And I think that's why they've kind of gone to places like, I don't know, maybe California and New York. I didn't see them really in places like Florida, where people may be armed and, may take matters into their own hands, shoot first and ask questions later. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's something that I haven't seen before. As someone who is into movies, I dig it. I guess this is like, we live in the day and age where movie posters don't have the effect that they once had. Like in my day, you would just go to the movie theater. You had no idea what was going to be coming out, a year from now or months down the line. You would go to the movie theater and there would be a big cardboard cutout, and that's how you would find out about the big movie that was coming out, in 6 or 7 months. These days, I guess they do things like this. It's pretty cool. I'll say that. But I don't know. I think it could be dangerous, but I guess everything worked out for them. I feel better now that I know what is going on, and I wanted to let you guys know about this story because I found it pretty interesting. So let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.